Hey friends, welcome to this brand new part 6 of AZ305. This is a members only video. I hope by now you are a subscriber and a member. Let us jump into the questions. See, you want to create an alerting strategy and you are using Azure Monitor. So Azure Monitor, it helps you maximize the availability and performance. So it delivers a comprehensive solution for collecting, analyzing and acting on telemetry data. So if you want to monitor the activities that is happening in your Azure infrastructure, then you can use Monitor. So for example, here Windows event log. So what it is asking is which monitor log tables should you query for these things. For example, Windows event log, which ones you should query? So you will store the event logs in events. So this should be the answer. And then you have system logging will be in the syslog. Let me show you what is syslog. You see this? This is syslog. Syslog events on Linux computers. You can do it for virtual machines and it is for security purpose. And then these are the columns in this table. Now let us also understand what is Azure activity. So these green ones are my answer, but let us also look at Azure activity. See, this is a activity log. It provides insight to subscription level event. Do we have something called subscription level events here? No. So this is wrong. And let us look at diagnostic. It is an agent in Azure Monitor. It collects monitoring data from guest operating system on Azure compute resources, including VMs. For example, some other operating system like iOS or Ubuntu, etc., which is not supported, you can use it for that purpose. Do we have any such requirement here? Does it talk about any guest operating system? No. So this is wrong. So these two are my final answers. So let us look at the next question. You have several virtual machines. What are virtual machines? It can be Linux or Windows based, and you can create these VMs virtual machines in seconds. It is a virtualization of the actual hardware and software that you have with the operating system on premises. You can use that. Now there are on premises and Azure, and you have Express Route use. It is primarily used to connect on-premises network to the cloud network. Okay, so you have that, and it is configured for on-premises to Azure connectivity. That is what we saw in the documentation. And several virtual machines exhibit network connectivity issues. So there are a lot of issues. So that is a problem, right? See, in short, there is a network issue. You are using Express Route. This is in short, I'm telling you to understand. You are using Express Route. You have network issues. You want to solve that network issue. How will you solve it? You want to analyze and those things. These guys have given you the solution also, boss. They are saying we will use Network Watcher to run IP flow verify to analyze the network traffic. Will it work or not? Yes or no? That is what you have to tell. See, if you have network issue, you have got to use Network Watcher. This is yes, it should work. Network Watcher provides you tools to monitor, diagnose, view metrics, and blah 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 for your Azure virtual network. Okay, so this will work. This is yes. See, you have Databricks here, okay, and you have lake storage. You got to these files are here. You have to give access, and these are the requirements. You need to minimize development effort, minimize cost, ensure data engineers can only access folders they have permissions. What should you do? So this is what you want to choose. Databricks SKU. So SKU, Databricks pricing is dependent on that. You have these many different options. Okay, all purpose jobs compute, jobs light compute, and these are so many options. And then you have various premium tier features. These are all the premium tier features. Then you have these delta life features and so on. And these are the prices for pay as you go. Okay, and these are the Databricks purchase plan, 1 year purchase plan. This is how you can purchase. And then there is a 3 year pre-purchase plan. So in this case, the features that they are asking, it will be available in premium and not standard. So this is premium. And then cluster configuration. So since you have a planned Databricks deployment and you have to access these files which are kept on the data lake storage account, you should do a credential pass through. Okay. So it allows you to automatically authenticate Azure Data Lake Storage from Azure Databricks. This is born for this purpose. Automatically, they will work together using identity that you use to log into Azure Databricks. Same will be used here also. But let us also understand what are managed identities. See, this is the use case for using managed identities to connect to the metadata or meta stores, root storage account, and so on, blah, blah, blah. And what is the purpose? Primarily, it's a It is because, primarily for developers, they always face this challenge. Always they have to access different databases, different data systems. They do not need to always keep entering the username and password. In order to not do that, they have a feature called managed identity. The use case is for primarily developers. In this case, our question is not talking about this use case. Our question has a use case of Azure Data Lake talking to Databricks. So managed identity will not work here. Let us look at ML flow. See, if you want to manage end-to-end machine learning lifecycle, then you use it. You can do tracking, modeling, create projects, model registry, model serving, and so on. But the use case is primarily machine learning and AI. This question does not talk anything about machine learning, boss. It is only giving you simple use cases like permissions, reduce development effort, reduce cost. So if you use ML flow, your cost will increase, and it is not even required here. Here it is telling use a runtime that contains Photon. Boss, what is Photon, man? It is a native vectorized query engine on Databricks. For example, SQL is one of types of query engine. Here, Photon is also a vectorized query engine. Nothing related to this use case that we have. We are okay. And what is a secret scope? It is a collection of secrets identified by names. There are two types: Azure Key Vault backed and Databricks backed scopes. But first ask yourself, does this question tell you that we have to store secrets? No, there is no mention of secrets. Then why the hell we will use secret scope? So this is my final answer. If you have not yet subscribed, by this time you must have subscribed because you are viewing this video. This is only for members. This brings us to the end of part 6. I hope you enjoy this learning and see you in the next part.